Dark and bizarre, bizarre and dark, dark and bizarre. You ain't leaving with all you brought, hopeless and helpless, chained to a wall. The blade's getting closer, the open grave calls. Why, oh why did I read those words? My damnation's infernal. I thought Joe couldn't steal my soul, but horror springs eternal. Strange old track with that Star Trek jive. Strange old track, let's talk about it live. Strange old track, Eric Joe John. Old track going on.
Come on, check us out. Weber Internet and Thingy. Weber Internet and Thingy. Good times never in doubt. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Weber Internet and Thingy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Come on and join the fun. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Weber Internet and Thingy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We got the blues on the run. Get away from that big mean world and come have lots of dumb fun. Get away from that big mean world and come have lots of dumb fun. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Weber Internet Thingy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Come on and join the fun.
Hey, how are you, my friends? Oh, welcome to the Gosh Darn Show. What a show we have for you this evening. Oh man. Let's get into it. Where's the good one? Okay, here's the good one.
Strange old tractors with that Star Trek jive. Strange old trekkers, let's talk about it live. Strange old trekkers, Eric, Joe, and John. Strange old trekkers. Oh my gosh. Settle in 'cause it's on.
All right. I'm just hitting buttons. Folks, we are at the 9th episode of Strange New Worlds. And this isn't even a long season. Why am I so damn punch drunk at this point? Well, thank God I have an XO who can keep everything going here at SB80. Oh, Commander Joe Townsell. Thank goodness you're here.
Well, thank goodness you're here, John, and especially when you could see some behind the scenes action. And just thank God you weren't picking your nose or something worse. I mean, but that's okay, you know. It was a nice little glimpse at John we seldom see.
What was funny about it was I was talking in the chat to Chris, and I was, you know, just like as if I'm not on camera.
As
But
if.
anyway, let's talk to the man who keeps this whole starbase spinning in this orbit around what I believe is the smelliest planet in the whole damn system. Folks, do you know Chief Pettiness Officer Eric Kramer? Chief Kramer, how are you?
It ain't the planet, buddy. It ain't the planet. We have a little problem with the sewage down here.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's not ejecting into space. First of all, speaking of hitting buttons, the boys down. I know. Shut up. Boys down here are a little upset that Thursday night football has been replaced with my face.
Oh.
And they also really miss the JoeTownsend.com orgasm voice.
Good news. She's closing the show.
Okay.
Oh,
She's closing the show
so pipe down already.
later after it's over.
We'll make sure you guys have all the lotion and tissue boxes they need.
He
Oh,
promised me.
And John, I will offer this as in regards to some malodorous aroma you may detect.
Yes.
Whoever smelt it dealt it, buddy. So
Oh, damn. Damn.
And by the
Townsell.
way, the boys down here are asking if you guys could change your diet up
Oh.
on the bridge because they think that might be adding to the problem down here.
Look, man, fiber is something us old guys like. It's part of the old guy lifestyle. We'll do what we can.
and you know what, Eric, the stink that John and I emit goes downward. Sorry about that.
Well,
Doesn't rise.
This is where all the tubes run, for crying out loud.
Let us talk about tonight's show. By golly. Let's discuss, I should just get that image up on the screen. Guys, sorry, hang on. Wait a minute. Which
Like
one
a
is it?
Swiss watch, this outfit. I'm telling you.
I'm so exhausted. I as you know, Eric, because you watched me cook, I mostly am motivated by, oh no, this food is going to go rotten. I'd better cook it. I had so many things to cook today. Just exhausted, just 6 hours on my feet. I didn't even have a family meal at the restaurant. I was my own sous chef.
Buddy,
It was a terrible day.
call me. I'll come over. We'll fix that.
Now I realize I should have. And you
need
can
a little
help
more
me.
KGB in your life, my friends.
Oh, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Let's talk about Terrarium. It is. Oh, wait a minute. Look at me. I am already going past my segment. Let's talk about this episode. Of course, it just started airing last night. It is, of course, called Terrarium. It is the 9th out of 10 episodes here in season 3 of Strange New Worlds. It was written by Alan B. McElroy and directed by Andrew Coots. And apparently, nobody updates Memory Alpha anymore because I don't know anything about these guys.
And despite the teaser graphic you just saw, it has nothing to do with plants.
That is so insane. That is so insane. We have nothing to go on when Joe makes these graphics, and my gosh, they're beautiful graphics. Can I?
Well, thank you. And I just wish they were more relevant sometimes.
Well, all we could do is go, I don't know, Terrarium, is it plant related? Let's do just plant gags the whole time. So that's what Joe did. And guess what? I'm watching the episode, and I probably would have enjoyed the episode more if I didn't spend all that time going, there's no plants in this at all. No, there's no plants at all. It's called Terrarium, and there's not. Of course, Chris
No plans
is
or original story.
Chris, of course, quick to point out, giant carrot from Lost in Space, one of my favorite aliens of all time.
Oh my
Giant.
God, isn't that true?
It's just the best. Joe has touched so many bases in the beats tonight. Oh my God, the beats are exciting. I don't have any more information about this episode. Like, everybody's run out of steam at this point, which is not a good sign. But let's get into it. It's time for the feed. Every week, our own Joe Townsend does his own little Mad Magazine satire of the episode that he's just watched. It is incredible that he can turn it around in less than 48 hours, 24 hours. You turned it around in like 16 hours, Joe?
Did the slides over the last day or so and wrote the script this morning.
Oh my God. It's a good one. Let's get right into it.
And the Galileo 7 from...
Please excuse me, I did not cue it up to the very beginning. And let's watch the beats.
Welcome to another episode of the Galaxy Hopping Gourmet. This week's recipe: take equal parts of 1985's Enemy Mine and the Galileo 7 from the original series. Tack on the ending from the TOS episode Arena, give it a title that makes little sense, and you have Terrarium. But does the finished dish surpass the sum of its ingredients? Find out as the Strange Old Trekkers recap and review a story so highly derivative and recycled, we use this old graphic from our previous Beats video to introduce it. Once again, we're in the expensive new Science Lab set, where Ortegas is all giddy to go on a solo shuttle mission, exploring a strange new sector of space. Spock wants to go along, but there are strict weight limitations. After making fun of the Vulcan's weight and ears, Erica is off to prepare for her trek. She's so excited, she forgets to pack some vital supplies, like water, food, a phaser. Ortegas is barely out of the shuttle bay when a wormhole suddenly appears and sucks the little ship right on in. See you on the other side, Erica. Ortegas is flying blind, dodging asteroids and tiny moons as she plummets downward. She crash lands and puts on her thinking cap, trying to think of where to get food and water since it's been at least an hour since she last ate or drank. She turns on her instant water making appliance and goes nuts when it actually produces H2O. The moon she's on is barely habitable and is a swirling mess of CGI generated rocks in the atmosphere, as well as weird shining light in the distance. She has a feeling she's being watched. To make matters worse, the moon has a weird orbit that brings it too close to comfort to a neighboring gas giant. So she leaves the relative sturdiness and safety of her shuttle, seeking flimsy shelter, which she spots on the horizon. But bless her, Erica provides an ongoing monologue to keep her spirits up. Through brutal winds and dark soundstage lighting, she makes her way to makeshift camp. She's happy to meet her new neighbor. Well, that is until she discovers that it's her personal enemy mine, a Gorn. Will Erica's PTSD kick in? Surprisingly, no. Later on the Enterprise, it's been 2 days since Ortegas vanished into the vortex. Number 1 reminds everyone that they can't just hang out for long. They're assigned to deliver a vaccine to Captain Decker of the USS Constellation. He's pretty anxious for the Enterprise to arrive, not just because the vaccine is sorely needed for a lot of sick colonists, but also because a doomsday machine has been spotted in the area. The situation seems pretty hopeless, but Uhura doesn't want to give up. Still hurting from the news of her Academy roommate's untimely death, the communications officer asks permission to run some long-shot rescue simulations. Pike agrees, but wants results PDQ. Uhura picks up the garbled distress call sent by Ortegas from the other side of the wormhole. Pike agrees to send in probes. But alas, they detect nothing and are actually causing the wormhole aperture to shrink. Again, Una reminds everyone that there's a pandemic happening elsewhere. Spock chimes in with his logic. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one. Despite his own reservations, Spock assists Uhura in running the simulations. Odds for success? 0. Then, the solution. Don't use another shuttle to hold open the wormhole. Use the whole darn Enterprise. It should be able to hold open the aperture for at least a few minutes before it's crushed like an egg. When Pike presses for guarantees, Uhura fudges the numbers to meet the minimum requirement for success. Back on the volatile moon, Erica is stunned as the Gorn mostly ignores her. Then, the big lizard attacks. No, wait. That's not it. It actually kills a big alien worm thing and saves Erica's life. The Gorn tosses Erica a gross, fish head looking morsel, which she chokes down to survive. Later, while the Gorn is snoozing, Erica swipes some of its electronic doohickeys. She seems to make good on her heist, but is suddenly surrounded by more of the nasty giant centipedes. Once again, the Gorn saves her butt by activating a makeshift force field. What's up with this Gorn anyway? It doesn't seem very bloodthirsty. Erica finally figures out that her fellow castaway is pretty cool. She gets to work rubbing some cruddy goo in its injured leg. Well, grunts and gestures aren't enough to communicate. Ortegas reveals a new skill. She turns her tricorder into a basic translator, which can at least provide yes and no responses from the Gorn. She later patents this new technology, and it's later used in Pike's wheelchair before shipping him off back to Talos 4. And it turns out the Gorn is female. Well, no wonder she's so helpful and compassionate. Time to settle in some girl time, playing chess, and some other Gorn game. But the wormhole is still shrinking, and they're both still being watched. Erica puts her tech skills to further use, and assembles random Gorn spare parts to make an SOS transmitter. Damn. Why didn't she bring along a communicator? Okay, well, while that device is charging, time to rub more goop into the Lady Gorn's injured leg. Disagree, chirps the translator. The Gorn doesn't want Erica to waste time, material, or energy fixing a disabled lizard, which will no doubt be euthanized if she's ever rescued by her own kind. If that noise, says Ortegas, and treats her new Fred's leg anyway. Well, Erica messes up again and breaks the Gorn's makeshift force field. All the creepy crawly nasties can now get into their shelter. The Enterprise has now wedged itself into the shrinking maw of the wormhole. Now that the ship is partially on the other side, they detect the gas giant and 396 moons. Well, better start scanning, Mr. Spock. Good luck finding that needle in a haystack. And again, we're running out of time. Spock just hopes that he's not someday in a crash shuttle and no one can find him. And there's the other time crunch. On the moon, the perfect storm is getting ready to unleash its wrath. No more messing around. Time for another outstanding Erica Ortegas plan. This time, she'll just light the whole planet on fire with a well-aimed projectile. Surely that'll get someone's attention. Well, it turns out to be a good plan. As a matter of fact, Spock will do the same thing years later with the Galileo 7. And her new Gorn bestie puts her fatalism aside and reaches out to assist in their rescue. Now that's a hallmark moment. Back on the Enterprise, even Uhura is ready to throw in the towel. She confesses to Pike that she fudged the numbers for success, so he would approve her attempts. Oh, I know that, silly girl, but don't worry, there will be no reprimand. I always let number one be the mean parent. After this tender moment, the view screen lights up like a Christmas tree as Erica's big boom illuminates the entire moon. Uhura squeals with delight. Only Eric would be crazy enough to set a planet on fire to get our attention. Damn straight. Well, that's all we needed. The episode is almost over. Lon, beam on down and bring our snarky helmsperson home. La'an leads a landing party, miraculously materializing only a few yards from the Gorn's makeshift shelter. La'an is thrilled to find Erica, but overreacts when her new Gorn BFF also approaches. The security chief decides to shoot first and ask questions later. The Lady Gorn is put out of her misery. Ortegas cries out in anguish. Then, time suddenly stands still and literally in mid-beam out. Enough of this BS. I know you're watching me, Show yourself. In response, a fair-haired young man wearing a sparkly tunic appears. We are the Metrons. Sorry for the inconvenience. We were just curious about you puny humans and Gorn creatures. We thought this scenario would be an interesting experiment. Unfortunately, watching you two become friends was kind of boring. But next time, we'll pit a human and a Gorn in a fight to the death in a remote desert arena. Sound good? Okay, but for now, your kind is not really ready for our super advanced and enlightened kind. I'll erase your memory of me. We'll resume time flow now, and you can beam back to your ship. Catch you later. Things wrap up quickly in Erica's quarters. Uhura drops by to give her a big hug, one bestie to another. Yeah, it's kind of a drag when another old friend blasts a new one. But what was the Gorn going to do on the Enterprise anyway? But we'll always have our game of chess, my Gorn buddy. I hope your leg is all better in Gorny heaven. So, how does the episode title, Terrarium, apply here? The Metrons watching Erica and the Gorn girl? Like they were lab rats? I don't know. Frankly, I'm stumped. What do you all think?
Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Here we go.
Nice sound effect. Very appropriate.
Oh, folks, let's talk about it. Let's get down and dirty. What did you think of this plot? What did you think of the performances, the execution? It's time to talk it all out right here on Strange Old Trekkers. Joe, I'm going to start with you for a change.
Okay.
Tell me, as you were going through, I wondered about this as I was watching the episode, honestly. I was like, how long are the beats going to be? Because there's only an A story. There's no B and there's no C. And I hate that in Star Trek. I always like other stories.
Yeah.
But how did you feel when you realized like there's only one narrative here and it's pretty action filled and not really that narrative filled?
Well, it definitely wasn't complex. I mean, I don't know if it affected the length of the beats only because if I feel that there's time, I'm going to put in more stupid jokes. But that's part of the fun, I hope. But
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Thank you. But I mean, what did I think? Just get the topic rolling of the story and the execution.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? It was good. It's because it's been good many times before now. Eric touched on this at the beginning, and we're going to hear more about it.
Story.
It's derivative. I mean, we've seen it before.
Yeah.
I posted the question at the beginning of the beats. Does it at least bring something new to the table? Maybe a little bit, but it is really reminiscent of what we've seen in the past.
Yeah. Eric?
Reminiscent? Like cut and paste, my friend.
I'm being kind, Eric.
Like, okay, look. Okay. Okay. Let's start with some positives. We got a Star Trek story.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely, because it's been
Okay.
a Star Trek story before.
So the USS Grey's Anatomy has docked for an episode,
Right.
and we have a Star Trek story. We have a Star Trek episode, which was really nice to see, even though you recognized where it came from 2 seconds into the show, like
immediately.
But I will say I will say that with every episode, that ship looks better and better. I don't know if it's the way they're shooting it. I don't know if it's the lighting, the angles, whatever. But that ship looks like $1 million.
I agree.
That science lab looks awesome. And
like
it looks and it feels like it works, and it feels like an actual working ship. like visual, not the exteriors. I'm still not over the like. I don't know. For some reason, the actual physical models look better.
Yeah.
Whenever we go to exteriors, it looks very cartoony to me.
Mm.
But man, the interior of that ship just looks like $1 million. And
Now
everybody
that is
looks
a
like they
combination of
belong
sets
there.
and green screen, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, I agree with Eric. I mean, they look great. And if I can just interject for a moment, because I want to address this point too, I am really struggling with the exteriors. They look very cartoonish to me. I mean, because of the nature of this episode, I went the extra mile, guys. I took one for the team in terms of staying up late. And I rewatched Arena right afterwards.
Oh.
And, you know, Paramount Plus has all the remastered episodes of the original series.
Right. Yeah.
It looks better. I'm sorry, it just does.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I am surprised that they dive straight into CGI, straight into it, and they don't even experiment with models. Or even
But we did get a practical Gorn.
Yes.
I love that Gorn. I loved that Gorn, man. You know how much I love the original Gorn. And when we were in the Gorn hegemony, yeah, my Gorn imitation. It frightens children, so I don't do it often. But I finally feel like this version of the Gorn is something.
Yeah. I loved it. I loved it. Like hats off to the special effects people and the guys and gals who put that together.
Don't let me forget, guys. That's a good bit
seeing
tonight.
I love seeing a practical something that also, as an actor, now you got something to play off of.
Yeah. Joe, what were you jumping in?
I'm sorry. Don't let me forget. That is the practical Gorn is a tidbit tonight, so I'll definitely.
Fantastic!
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I mean, it's look, practical effects are very expensive, and they take a lot of work, but there's craftsmanship in it.
Yeah,
you know. And
we're
Star Trek fans. We like that. We like tactile. We're tactile learners a lot of
times. There's something real about it. It's got weight. You know what I mean? Which the animated Gorns, they don't even have that. They had a stupid quick story. A buddy of mine who worked one of the Jurassic Park movies said one of the coolest things was watching the puppeteers work and bring to life these dinosaurs, you know, and that's sort of what, like, as an actor, like to have skilled people like that you actually have something that physical to play off of, and not, you know, a guy in a green suit or
usually, you know, isn't it a green stick with a tennis ball?
Or the stick with the, you know, and then they give you like drawings, like this is what you're looking at. Like, it's very cool. And I will say that the stuff that normally comes across fakey, like the fingers and the hands and that sort of thing, looked fucking great.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, you know, the planet crashing, the storm, whatever. But when it was just the two of them in that cave, it looked like $1 million. Looked like $1 million. Just great, I thought.
All of the really good references Joe has already made. So we're going to be dipping back into some of the points that Joe made. And one of them is, Eric, did you ever see the movie Enemy Mine with Louis Gossett Jr.?
Absolutely.
You know, for me, that was one of those sleeper movies. I don't remember it being discussed much. I don't remember there being a big run of it in the theaters. I saw it on home video and on cable a bunch of times, and that is one of those movies I will sit down and watch it if I pass by it.
And you know, part of what makes that a great movie, time. You know, like there is time to build that relationship. It's almost like if you are going to make this what it is, it's almost like, why not make it a two-parter? Like they're like everything is okay, like instantly. And I get that you got a lot of road to travel to get to the end of the episode. So I don't want to feel like I'm harping on that, but man, it all feels like it happens quick.
Yeah, and because I think they were on the action track, it's like big stupid action things had to keep happening. But go ahead, Joe.
No, I'm sorry. As John so nicely points out from time to time, I'm a writer, and one thing that occurs to me is something very much like what Eric just said. If we're going to get 10 episodes a year, in theory, a year every year and a half, how about not necessarily two-parters, but how about longer episodes, maybe every other week while they're running for the first run? What about a 90-minute episode every other week, where it could be just the right length for this type of story? Not too quick, not too draggy. That would have definitely benefited from a little bit more length. I totally agree with that.
Oh my God. And then let this build. I have a question. I have a question for you, Joe, because this drove me fucking nuts. Was how it was so overwritten. Like the constant fucking dialogue to explain what you're doing. Just do it. Do you know what I mean? So much. Come on, Ortegas. Come on. You can do it. What do we need to do? We need to do this. You know what? You don't need the words.
If just nothing else, I wouldn't have done this either, but it would have been better than that was depicted. An inner thought monologue, maybe instead of talking to yourself. Say that.
Yeah.
I almost a couple times checked out, and I found myself grimacing at times in the first 15 or 20 minutes. It's like, come on, it isn't natural. No one does that.
Yeah.
Even just a voiceover would be great. Simple voiceover, not having to over explain everything that you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I totally agree.
I also felt like this bit hard. This really sucked the marrow out of the movie Castaway starring Tom Hanks.
Oh my God. Yes.
The moment where she does get her water condenser to give her water, and she's like, "Look at me, I have made water." And I'm like, oh, is that the first line you wrote? Because you're like, remember when he goes, "Look, I have made fire.
Look, my coffee pot made Java."
My God, and the die-hard callbacks and the whole, like, oh, for crying out loud.
Well, listen, guys, I mean, on that topic real quick, I mean, we talked about Enemy Mine already, which itself was pretty much a sci-fi remake of the Defiant Ones with Sidney Poitier and Tony Curtis, which was excellent.
Yeah.
And Trek has done this itself. I mean, I thought of the Enemy episode from TNG season 3 where Jodie's trapped with the Romulan. And Darmok, when Captain Picard has, communicate with that guy.
Yeah.
So there's lots of callbacks, to be sure, John and Eric. And again, the question remains, were the callbacks effective? Sometimes more so in the second half than the first, I think, of this episode.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I like that observation, because I did feel like some of the callbacks were like, no, that's cool. I'm okay with this. I loved Enemy Mine. I always think of that as like one of my favorite sci-fi movies. I don't know about anyone else.
I do love that movie a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's a beautiful, imperfect, ugly little movie.
Which
there's so much in it. Lou Gossett is so fantastic in that movie, and I loved Lou Gossett in that movie. I love the kid. And to switch it over to the Gorn in this again, this was the first time where I went, this kind of Gorn, I'm in. This kind of Gorn works for me. And honestly, I felt like the Gorn, what you have when the Gorn comes in is the Gorn is keeping Ortegas around like a pet. Like the Gorn isn't counting on Ortegas. Ortegas keeps almost killing herself and the Gorn Gorn's just like, here's some more food.
Yeah, but the food happens like right away. So everything is okay, like right off the top. Like, this is what I mean about more time. And because that Gorn was so great and had so much expression,
Yeah.
You could have just played that standoff so much longer. Like, okay, here I am, here you are, and then finally it comes down to tossing the food.
Well, in Enemy Mine, I mean, they weren't instant buddies. It took time.
Yeah, it took a lot of time, and it was a movie. I going back to what you were saying earlier, Joe. I'm watching Dexter for the first time on Paramount Plus, and it's a very mixed experience because
I can imagine.
The series was on Netflix forever, and I never watched it, and all my friends love it, and they're like, you got to watch it. And so I've been watching it on Paramount Plus. Now, I have the membership where you have to watch all the commercials. And good Lord in heaven, they must have been doing like 40-minute episodes when it was originally on Showtime, because the commercials are endless. And I think with that model, you could go, look, let's make a 90-minute episode of Strange New Worlds. When it does finally get released to the world, if it's on Hulu or Amazon or wherever it's on, you can round it out with commercials. You make a 90-minute episode, cut it into 245s, throw all those stupid commercials on that you want. Like, it will make its money back. People will watch this series. I really think they will. And I would love if they would say, this is like a movie, so let's treat it like a movie.
Well,
Let's
John,
give it movie pacing.
to further that point, I mean, at least in the United States, I know in Canada they show this type of stuff on their like CTV, for example. Yeah. So it's on cable, as it were, there. But generally, we don't see this stuff stripped 5 nights a week anywhere anymore. That doesn't happen.
Oh, that's true.
So you're not shoehorned into a specific number of minutes in an episode.
Yeah.
It's not an hour with commercials or 90 minutes with commercials. Tell the story in the length that needs to be told in. Period.
Well, I mean, that's a storyteller right there who's telling you that.
That's right. I know what I'm talking about, by God.
But it wouldn't hurt. It really wouldn't hurt. Let's see. What can we talk about? Let's talk about what's going on meanwhile back on the ship. It has become Uhura's great her great motivation here is, no, we are not going to leave my friend. We are not going to assume she's dead. She is hardcore on that. And it's interesting because watching it, I did not catch, Joe, what you mentioned in the beats, which was she is like just getting over the fact that she didn't realize her friend died really recently.
Right.
And when she found out, it hit her like a sack of bricks. Eric, do you think it's that, or is this just Uhura? She's just all heart. I think either one could be true.
I think it's Uhura. I think there's way too much crying in this show for a bunch of people who are supposed to be, trained. Like, I get it. There is a way. I think there is a way to get to, there is a way to show that while still trying to maintain, being a professional, because there is still a whole ship full of people that are depending on you to do your job.
Right.
Right. Like, it just gets there's a weird sort of lack of respect that goes on at those table meetings that I'm like,
well,
what?
Eric, I thought of you at when Pike just basically just kind of, don't worry about it, Uhura. You're not in trouble. It's okay. What a missed opportunity for Captain Pike to basically, like Una did with Ortegas earlier in the season. What an opportunity to show his captaincy and have that discussion with her and tell her, okay, here's a learning experience for you. Missed opportunity as a captain.
Yeah. Instead of I know what, you know what I mean? It's that moment. Suddenly because now Pike is complicit.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
risking not only the lives of that crew, but everybody that they have to go back and save. Like there is just a decided lack of professionalism is the wrong word, but I mean there is
Discipline, I think.
there is a discipline and
Yeah.
a standard that I think these crew members need. You
Yeah.
know,
Hey, even if you don't want to call the Enterprise a military vessel, just exploratory, even in the private sector now, there's a hierarchy. There's the chain
Yes.
of command. So come on.
I just
yeah,
I just always felt like one of the perfectly constructed crews was Next Generation. You know, because the Doc isn't just hanging around on the bridge sometimes, but not as much as McCoy used to. And go ahead.
no. I'll get to it, but you suddenly realize how important it just dawned on me how great that McCoy character was, because he had enough emotion for fucking everybody.
That's true.
You know, while everybody else was going off and doing their job, he's like, McCoy's in the corner going, "What the hell are we doing, Jim? God damn it, Jim! What you pointy-eared little bastard? Go do your. How dare you talk to like perfect, right?" And everybody else is, everybody else is doing their job.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes absolutely. Sometimes they screw up. Sometimes they let it get the better of them, but they know there's a greater cause, other than their personal feelings at the moment. And they know there's a chain of command.
I will say what they're doing right is that Uhura was always like this. She was always an emotional person. And that's okay. That's okay. Because she didn't she didn't break the rules. She didn't screw things up. But she felt, and she would talk about her feelings. And I always loved that about original Uhura. And I love that about this Uhura too. So for me, that's working great. We always talk about how much we love Celia Gooding.
Oh, like fantastic. Like absolutely nothing against. But the ship, there was so much at stake, and you're going to go cry at your console. Like, no, you hold it together till you can leave.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What's that?
I was saying, here's a plot hole, by the way. I mean, obviously, it would have greatly decreased the odds of Ortega surviving. If the vaccine is so critical, go drop it off and come back. Couldn't they have done that?
I feel like this is a MacGuffin they've used. MacGuffin, is that the right phrase? This is a condition they've used a lot with, we've got to get this medicine to this planet. We've got to be,
and specifically that.
And it is so frequently used, like, this medicine, it can't be replicated. It has to be delivered by hand by the FedEx guys in the Enterprise. Hey, Mr. Bill Folds here. What's up, Pally? Thanks for joining us. I don't know. I have to say I was also a little like creeped out by the solution, the inelegant solution of let's just shove ourselves in the wormhole and that'll keep it open.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll roll with that sort of as silly as it was, but what is this? Suddenly Pike considers himself the best pilot on the Enterprise. Like, some of this dialogue just drove me crazy.
I mean, when I saw Spock sitting in the center seat and there's Pike at the helm, I go, what is going on?
Well, it was answered one sentence later.
Yes, it was.
I do like they made a joke out of it. I mean, with Una being the "so you tell us," with Una being the one who says that, I feel like it works.
Oh my God, I love number one. I just love number one. She gets a little soft sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You can discern, you can see it in her eyes, but oh my God, she's exactly what that position is supposed to be.
Now, what did you guys think of the use of the Metrons? I thought the guy.
My God.
Oh, we're going to disagree then, Eric. I mean,
Oh my God. Really?
I thought it was
Let me
well
tell you
depicted.
something.
I like the fact he used the multiple voice. I mean, it was just well presented. And you know what? I'm hoping that they'll possibly use that device as a way to maybe address some continuity errors going forward, possibly.
I never disliked the Metrons. I always thought they were
Evidently,
really
the Metrons are assholes.
Well, they are. You're beneath us. Be gone.
There is one thing about sort of intruding on their space
Yeah.
and bringing all of our violence and all of our faults and everything to where they live,
Yeah.
that they sort us out. But Jesus Christ, it's like they're at the bar going, what do you want to do this weekend? Oh, fuck, it'd be great. Let's get a Gorn and a human. No. Stay with me. And we crash them on a planet and see what happens. Like that whole stupid line about you're not ready for, like, but fuck, we're not ready? Dude.
Well,
Go
look,
get some therapy.
you know that they have to be less than the Trelane Qs. You know that they have to be less powerful, less wise, less aware.
Nobody has to be anything in this show. I think we've all agreed to that, right? Like,
Well,
canon does not apply here. Like, whatever. It's its own show.
Well,
I'm
I
fine with
like I
that.
said, I did the thing that you guys didn't, and I on one hand I regret it. Again, I immediately watched Arena right after.
Yeah.
Man, there is just no way that continuity in canon applies anymore. There are so many contradictions now.
Oh, wow.
But
Yeah.
to me, it's fine. It's fine. I surrendered to that ages ago. Like, okay,
Right.
this is
Right.
just going to be its own show. I'm fine with that. Oh, just once, I would have loved to have seen the Metron go. Like when he's listening and Ortegas tries to cut in, I would love to see the Metron go. Just okay, we're gonna let you go.
But I will say this, guys.
Can you not see I'm talking to somebody here? Just hey.
I will say this. Although I did like the way it was the race was depicted in this updated version. Ultimately, they could have removed that in part entirely, would not have affected the episode one bit.
Not
Oh.
one bit. Why bring back the Metron? Here's the thing. This is what's really starting to drive me crazy. Universe is pretty big.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
Like lots of places to go
Crazy
explore.
Yeah.
This Star Trek universe seems to me to be about the size of the San Fernando Valley in LA.
Well, why? Just because Jim Kirk's always around the
they go to
corner?
Calabasas, they come back, they go to Encino, come back, they go to Encino, run into the Gorn, come back, head out. Maybe they go to Oxnard, run into the Metrons. Like you have an entire universe of new brilliant characters
Yeah.
that you can bring to this. Why are we going back and rehashing this? Do I think the new Metrons look cool? Absolutely cool. They're assholes now, but they're cool.
Well, they're kind of assholes in Arena too.
Well, that's the thing. They're very
not really,
snobby.
but that's my. I'll fight you on that
Okay.
because of everything that I said. Do you know what I mean? Like the Metrons were like, do. What the fuck? You hear something? The fuck was that shit? What?
Yeah, you're all right, Eric. I mean, they did bring their fight in Arena.
They brought their fight to the Metrons. And this is, I swear to God, it's like the Metrons are kicking back with beers going, you think he's going to eat her? You think so? I don't know. He's pretty hungry. We only gave him those fucking lizard things to eat.
I wanted to bring in Mr. Bill Foltz. I didn't like the Metrons in this pretentious higher level life forms who do stuff that is devolved in nature. It doesn't get over. I wasn't satisfied. Isn't that just like how they were in Arena, though? I mean, that's the thing. I don't think they played a different role at all.
I don't think the characters are different, but the
set up
situational.
differently.
Yeah.
It was set up differently. It's like, if this is how you're going to solve your problems, we'll put you somewhere where you can solve your problems. Do you know what I mean? It was almost like parents dealing with kids. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
you're not bringing that in the house.
It was
over there. Like, I didn't see it. And there was sort of, and then when Kirk showed mercy, they were like, okay. All right.
Isn't there some line about, we see us in you, or maybe we're not far
that
apart,
this is like the early, like we are sort of the earlier versions of them as to where they got to. So I don't see, and that's sort of what, like I say, to me, that's the big difference between those Metrons and these Metrons here that, are like fucking kidnapping people for an experiment.
Yeah. I also wonder how the Metrons and the Q get along. Maybe it is a big universe and they are not neighbors. Maybe they are, a couple of towns
Maybe the
away.
Metrons just love to keep to themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
like
that would work. Weren't the Organians
really
like that?
happy here? Let me tell you, the rest of the city's fucked up, but our little suburb here is nice.
Don't bring that to the oh my god, what do they call it when the thing comes to a circle at the
the cul-de-sac?
Don't bring that to the
Don't bring that shit into the cul-de-sac. Leave it out there on the boulevard.
Oh my god.
Now we're edging into my Knots Landing territory.
I mean, okay, I have thought about this, Mr. B, and he says the trope of super powerful beings having such little regard for life always seemed counterintuitive to me. I feel like there should be a spectrum. There are, and that it's like, of course, to us, there seem to be a bunch of really super powerful races, but I'm sure to ants, a little toddler is as scary as I am. So for us, there's the Q, there's the Metrons, the Organians, the Angels from Battlestar Galactica. There are these like energy being level, like high ups, but I'd like to get some sense of like who's who to whom.
Well, I mean, V'ger didn't recognize humanity as anything other than carbon units until it knew better.
Oh, right.
It wasn't they disregarded life; they just didn't recognize it as life by their definition until later.
Wow, that's really cool.
How's that for some heavy philosophing?
My head feels really heavy now.
I think I was going to want a drink tonight, but now.
So let's talk about the very ending. I have to agree, Joe, with what you said in the beats, which was, I was so worried, like in the last 15 minutes of the show, how is the Gorn going to survive if the only place she can go is into the Federation? Like, we know that never happened. They're two different races. It is very unlikely that could ever be bridged, and they solved it. Was it in the good way or a lazy way? I don't know. Joe, what do you think?
Well, it's a lazy way, and I was disappointed. I mean, we have grown to love La'an so much as a character through this season, especially. And you know what? We're not at war with the Gorn at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but she straight up murdered the Gorn. There was no threatening moves made. You could tell before she shot the thing that Ortegas wasn't running for her life. So I don't know. I thought it was a bad move.
Do we know that though? I mean, I agree it's lazy.
Yeah.
But I just hope it doesn't fuck up her relationship with Spock. Like, it doesn't. Like if this creates something that messes that relationship up, I'm gonna lose it.
I think this was a one and done thing. I think they had to get out of the story. It's
Yes.
it's
No,
time to
no, no.
finish the story,
I completely
you know.
agree with you.
Yeah.
I guess the only way I'm disagreeing because I watched how they set it up visually
Yeah.
and the Gorn that they've been fucking terrorized with. Not to mention now we have like we have somebody turning into a Gorn on the Enterprise already. Do you know what I mean? Like she comes out like, and then the Gorn comes like, I get it. I get it. I mean, I would have rather, again, here we go, rewriting these episodes. I got two, and one is a Spock joke. I would have, I mean, I would in my, because we all knew the Gorn was going to have to die somehow.
Yeah.
So, and like, it's so weird that you start cheering for ways for something to die. But I was really hoping it was going to be from natural causes, from do you know what I mean? And then, and then she said, don't you just love how, like, with Spock, it was just like lighting the fuel. But no, this one has to do it bigger. Let's set the entire fucking planet on fire.
It's like she ignited a gas giant, did she not? Isn't that how it worked?
Went real big boom.
Oh, it blew up real good.
I mean, I did see the Metrons coming, but not till late. But I really was hoping that it was going to be a touching moment of saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Which I would have rather seen than the Gorn getting blasted.
Well, the thing is, they could have had the Gorn and Enterprise for a short time, just long enough to maybe develop the Marie Battelle transformation.
Oh,
because what creature would be better suited to diagnose that?
Look at us rewriting the show.
Let me write this down here.
And you got Battelle, who is now Slytherin. She can now speak the reptile language.
Yes.
Something could have happened there. I don't know, man. It's
a couple missed opportunities here. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I get it. You only got an hour, and this is the story you chose to tell.
Well, and they also are doing this thing with, if something is canon that it was discovered in the original series, somehow in Christopher Pike, Anson Mount's Christopher Pike world, every time you contact something that happens in TOS, we never mention it again. We never name it. We never discuss it. No one writes it down.
Yeah, I just don't know why they feel, because they're not, I don't know why they feel they have to keep going back to that stuff. Again, it's a huge fucking universe. Like, don't you think that, like, as a writer, wouldn't you want to create a whole new, like,
I'm sure the writers do, but the producers want that name recognition, but unfortunately it just tends to alienate longtime fans if they don't do it properly. And for newbies, it doesn't really matter.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, we've talked about that. Like, they don't care that much about longtime fans. They're not here to serve us. They're here to try to get a new audience, a younger audience. And
but that's Eric's point, though. I mean, then create something new.
Yeah, create something new.
This is a couple of stages removed, but on Webo Mystery, I'm working on a story about Edith Meiser. Edith Meiser was an early writer for the radio show The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And she was a huge Holmes fan, and she really wanted to be on the Sherlock Holmes radio show. And she asked around, and everyone said, there is no Sherlock Holmes radio show. So she actually had to make it so that she could work on it. And one of the things that she did was she scoured through every word that Arthur Conan Doyle had ever written, and she found adventures that they would refer to, like the giant rat of Sumatra. That's not a story. That's something that somebody mentions, or there's a case here or a case there. And she wrote them. She took stories that were referred to and went, well, that's canon and that's canon. So I'm going to actually make this an episode of the radio show, and I'm going to make that an episode of the radio show. And a lot of experts in Sherlock Holmes were like, well done. I always wanted to hear that story. I always wanted to know that. And so there's so much lore. Not Data's brother. There's so much lore in Star Trek that we've never seen a Denabian slime devil. Show us one.
Yes.
You know, show us this planet that they said they were going to. Show us this mission that they said they were going on.
See, that's brilliant. That's great. I love that.
But Joe's
as
right.
a prequel series, Enterprise did this far more effectively. They introduced, for example, the Organians in a 4th-season episode, which fit right in, and it had a different take on that race.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah. I think we should go ahead, fellas, because we're over an hour now. Let's talk about your MVPs of the week. Who was your most valuable player? Mr. Kramer, who was your most valuable player of this episode?
Honestly, the puppeteers bringing the Gorn to life in a practical way absolutely gets a nod. And look, it's Ortega's episode. I absolutely will give it to her. Well done. Well done.
Yeah,
it was nice to see. It was nice to see her out of that cocky. And by the way, the Gorn made a board game while they were alone.
I assume that was always a traditional Gorn game.
Yeah, because there's lots of junk in that little cave. I mean, I assume that's just something she already had.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
I think that's something you play on the Gorn home planet.
Yeah. Okay. No, sure. Okay. Whatever, guys. Yeah. All right. I'm with you.
Don't show Gorn Parcheesi when you see it.
And by the way, can't Spock tell a joke? I have, you know what, the most perfect moment, like they're screwing around in the beginning of the thing. First of all, oh my God. I'm so glad to have Spock back. Man, they have kicked that character around the block. But it was nice to have like a couple of episodes of Spock back.
Yeah.
But when they're making, and really in this day and age, we got to worry about ounces on the shuttlecraft.
1.8.
Not a ship on the sea. Anyway. So she gives him a shot about your too many ounces.
Yeah.
And goes, it's a joke. I'm kidding. And then he comes back with, I always keep my weight within 1.8 kilogram. You know why? Because Spock fucks. That's why.
Yeah, he does.
But it was such a perfect moment for Spock to go, but I always keep my weight within 1.8. Let her have a reaction and have Spock go, it's a joke.
Nimoy Spock used to do that.
Yeah, like all the time. And that doesn't bring, that's still completely within character. I mean,
this is the closest
around humans
like this are the
life.
closest we get to believing that this Spock is close to the Nimoy Spock in terms of personal evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Other times he's been so far, in front of that it's been unbelievable. But this was convincing.
I mean, it's really nice to have Spock back.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, really
they
nice
know
to
what
have
they
Spock
have.
back, and
Yeah.
it was nice to have an episode without some you know, soap opera thing going on. But it's like little moments that it's like you're you know, you're trying to be Deadpool so hard throughout the rest of the episode. Like you can't throw Spock a bone. Like Spock's been around humans all his life. He's smart enough to interact in a way that, but you know what it would do? It would put Spock on top. It would give Spock a win. And I
Can't
just
have that.
don't think they're doing it.
Joe, who is your MVP for the week?
Oh, short and sweet here, Ortegas, because once I got past the first third of the episode, she's always been a character I didn't care for, and I actually cared for in this and like the character a lot better now.
I agree. I completely agree.
I absolutely agree. My choice is Ortegas as well. And one of the things I always liked about Ortegas, as she is played by, he doesn't have it already in his head, folks. He has to go. Melissa Navia. One of the things I always love about her is there are so many people like her in the military.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, she does not conform to her gender. She is a tough talking character. She very much has her heritage and her family. You know, the story that we got from What is Starfleet actually still resonates for me with her. You know, a lot of my residual like for her in that episode comes into this episode. And I remember, it was just last night, and I remember it pretty well. As I was watching the episode, I kept seeing, like, what if this was a Geordi episode? What if this was a, Odo episode? What if it was it would happen like this? And so I guess that takes us back to what Eric said at the beginning of the show, which is this is a Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
Well, and those things did happen to Geordi and Odo.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, the unfortunate thing is that it wasn't an original story for Ortegas, which I would have loved to have seen.
Yeah.
If you're going to give her an episode, give her, just give her something where you're not going back over old territory. Although she did, I thought she handled it really well. And I couldn't, like Joe, I completely agree with you. Like, I liked that character so much more by the end. And by the way, how fucking great is Ortega's room?
Yeah.
Her cabin on the, you know what? And I know that this sounds stupid, but it's kind of true. You know how, and they did this in Next Generation all the time. When you went to people's private cabins, it was just shit sort of put everywhere. That really had nothing to do with the characters. It was all just sort of set dressing.
Right.
But Ortegas had this great cabin that you just felt was her.
It's
all the stuff there felt like it belonged. It felt like it was a part of her.
Well, I think it's safe to say, I'll speak for the three of us, I think, in saying this. Ortegas, more Ortegas, please.
Oh. I like that even better than Mike.
I hope that this settles this character into where she was at the end.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I hope they don't go back. I hope they don't go back to the other. Like, I hope this character carries this with her forward.
I think it will. I think they're saving all the character regression for Chapel, personally.
Oh, man. Well, there's plenty of it going around, too.
Hey, guys. Just once, didn't you want to hear that original Gorn voice come out of that translator?
Oh, my God. So much.
Eat your millipede. I promise I will be merciful and quick.
All right. Here we are. Oh, time for Council's Tidbits. is trivia, something to entertain us. But we have talked about so much of this in this episode. Joe, you got your work cut out for you, pal. Do you have any tidbits for us, Mr. Townsell?
I do, starting with the one I promised you earlier. As he did in Hegemony and parts 1 and 2, the Gorn in the suit was played by stunt performer Warren Schurer, who also played a character called Ato Kerr in Discovery. So there's your man.
Thank
Warren
you,
Schurer.
Warren.
Well done. Well done.
Yes, I thought that it was a great job, and I would say, yeah, like Eric said, we're actually seeing a living, flesh and blood creature. So awesome.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Touched on the beats on. Of course, later on, when we saw him in the Doomsday Machine, he would be Commodore Decker. But yes, a nice mention of Captain Matt Decker. Having to get to him with the vaccine and stuff.
That's right.
I didn't even pick up on that. Nice.
Yeah, just to mention, could have been anybody, but it made sense. And like I said, just hopefully they don't run any Doomsday Machines on the way to get that vaccine to them. I'm going to only go with one more.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
What's that? No, I'm sorry, I'm not watching it right now because I'm reading. But I just thought this was interesting. The vaccines were needed on Epsilon Indy 3, which orbits the real Epsilon Indy. Epsilon Indy 2 and 4 appeared in TNG and Discovery, respectively. So, busy little solar system there, apparently.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's just east of Tarzana.
There you go. And finally, for tidbits tonight, I thought it was a nice moment when Uhura, when they're wedging open the wormhole with the ship, she has a private little prayer that she says in Swahili. So,
I love that. Actually,
yeah.
I love that. See, that's what you do.
Yeah, kind of rounds it out. Something that the character would do. I liked that a lot too.
I like that a lot. Very, very nice for that character.
I found it unusual that the computer had a male voice. Alex Kapp. Am I wrong about that?
Probably not. I didn't catch that one. So
unless Alex is a chick, but yes, seems to me that was and a former member of the Groundlings, and it's a woman. So never mind.
There we go.
Well, man, you talking about the computer voice from the tricorder translator?
John will be apologizing on Twitter and Instagram shortly.
I'm begging to be canceled, baby. Cancel me.
No, sorry, I did know that was a woman's voice when I heard it. So
I was like, wait a minute. I remember there was a voice, but I didn't remember if it was a male or female. Actually, I'm always happy with these computer voices. They do a nice job casting them.
I think they could have found some audio footage somewhere of Major Barrett saying agree and disagree just to plug that in.
They all sound very close to her.
They got their
all the voices do.
Yeah.
And that I've always kind of appreciated,
Yes, absolutely. Did we ever know?
You know what else before I forget? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Stepping on both you guys. Have you noticed? I do love that they incorporate some of the original music. Not copy it, but there are certain notes that they hit that's very reminiscent of TOS.
Yeah, definitely picked it up from time to time.
Which is beautiful because it's the music directors and the composers doing what the producers will not do. Draw from the original material, build on it, give us something interesting. Don't give us an alternative. Give us an interesting relative of it.
Yeah.
But don't try to replace it. Don't try to make it happen again in a different way. Just adapt forward.
Well, and the best example of the use of classic music is throughout Picard season 3.
Yeah,
I mean, every time you turn around, they were just the themes selected and reorchestrated were just spot on.
Terry Matalis is a great executive producer. I feel that way. I know a lot of people. Anyway, man. Did we always know that there was an Archimedes, a shuttle Archimedes?
I don't think so.
No
It's
idea.
first reference I ever had of it.
And
Named, of course, here's a bonus tidbit. Named, of course, for the ancient Greek mathematician. So
oh,
I just happen to know that.
Yeah, I guess it all fits.
it's weird to me because it also makes me go, well, maybe because it got destroyed, they never made a new one, or they did make a new one, but they called it the Columbia, or they called it,
Well, there were other Galileos later, and
Yeah.
as we talk about it now, if I'm wrong, forgive me, but I believe there was mention of a USS Archimedes in Discovery at some point that Philippa Georgia served on.
Oh,
I have to look that one up to be sure, but that sounds familiar.
Yeah, maybe. All right, my friends, I think we are pretty much done. When we get to the end of the episode, we have to we have to ask that magical question.
That mad question.
What have we learned? What have we learned? What have we learned?
Because Eric Kramer demanded it. What have we learned? Eric Kramer, what have we learned from this episode?
You know what? If you're in a fix, talk out loud because it'll help you solve your problems.
Commander Joe Townsend, what have we learned?
Everything old works yet again.
And I'll tell you what we have learned. Every time we meet a higher life form, he's just a little bit gay. I'm not complaining. That's fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
These aliens.
John
are
will be
sophisticated.
apologizing on Twitter and Instagram
Cancel
moments
me.
after the show.
Come for me. Come for me. I dare you.
Whatsoever.
Honestly, I loved him, so it's fine. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
I love the character. He looked great. A bit of an asshole, but why why that race? Like, Jesus,
Seriously.
come
Seriously.
on, man.
All right. Well, thank you very much for watching this show. If you made it this far, go ahead and cancel me on Twitter. And join us next week as we watch the very last episode of season 3. Commander Joe Townsend, what is the name of that episode, sir?
New life and new civilizations. What it's about is anybody's guess.
We're going to be.
You do know there's going to be a big ass cliffhanger at the end where Pike is going to turn to the bridge crew and go, credits.
LLAP, you beautiful, beautiful bastards. And we will see you next week.
Weber in an entertaining. Weber in an entertaining. Come on, check us out. Weber in an entertaining. Weber in an entertaining. Good times never in doubt. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Weber in an entertaining. Ooh, ooh,
JoeTownsend.com.